We gotta talk loud because we got no fucking microphones.
Or at least Al doesn't. Al's isn't working.
It's funny when you raise your voice. I don't know why. It is. It just makes me.
Until I actually raise my voice.
Yeah, exactly.
then it's
Exactly.
like-
Then it's like, ooh,
People are like,
scared
what the
now. No.
That did not come out of him.
Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Hola.
Do you hear what I hear?
Can you hear
Hola,
what
hola.
she hears? So we'll give the
Rockstar.
thumbs up. Thumbs up for audio. And we'll start from the top about the
Can they hear us?
$1 million prize we gave away. Yeah. Cinco de Mayo $1 million giveaway. We just finished up. Hope everybody heard all the rules, and that's it. We got no more time to deal with that. But welcome to the show. Some technical difficulty.
Congratulations
involving,
to the 14 people that actually got their names in for the giveaway.
Yes. And thanks to Alyssa for remembering to go and get the cable, right, and plug it in. So we're live now. Even our faces were live before, but our voices not so much, right? Not so much.
So much.
No, not so much.
I could use
So beautiful.
I could use a barking voice dog, maybe as an assistant.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Now, what kind of voice would the
I
dog
just
have?
made the Snapchat app.
Hey,
It gives
Hey.
me a,
hey.
I'm the voice of the dog.
Well,
Come on, bark.
yesterday
See?
Yesterday out on the street, actually, I did see a man with a service dog, a blind man. And as he was walking by me, he instructed the dog to, there you go, that's you.
yeah, I'm a dog now.
But this guy,
Technology.
this blind man had a dog with him, and he was, as he walked by me out here, I could hear him talking to the dog, saying, "Take me to the bus stop," which was a half a block ahead. The dog took him right to the bus stop.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah, I was very impressed. Now,
Impressive.
you really couldn't tell. I didn't see the dog's mouth moving, so he wasn't talking. I didn't hear him say anything, but no, very impressive. And it was cool. But things are fucking wacko in the world because Mercury is in retrograde.
Oh, Mercury's also always in
Right.
retrograde.
Oh, even more today. Like they're thinking even back to the 50s and 60s.
Even Back to the Future.
Yeah. Like the old,
Back to the Future.
It
The old-
is. It's in retrograde all the way back to the future.
some of the old Mercury cars were pretty cool, I thought.
I
never liked
some of them were really cool.
Now that we're in
Little bit heavy, though.
retrograde, they were
A
heavy.
little bit heavy. You know.
Gonna ride me a Mercury.
Crazy about a Mercury.
That was
Drive Me a
Steve
Mercury.
Miller song.
No. David Lindley song.
David Linwood song.
Lindley.
Lindley.
Really?
Yep.
Gonna
David
buy me a
Lindley with
Mercury?
El Rayo X.
Huh?
Crazy about a Mercury.
Any guy can just throw out two names. It sounds like he really knows when he
That's
added
true.
that
I've seen
second
David
name
Lindley
to
on,
it that you've
on-
never
on a
heard
number
of.
occasions, and what a lot of people may or may not know is that he actually does exist. Another thing is he came out with a whole different thing after El Rayo X, where he played crazy fucking blues on traditional African instruments.
Huh?
Yeah, like amazing, like these nutty, weird two-string things with necks this long, made out of a gourd, and just rock and slide with it. Yeah.
Wow.
David
That's pretty
Lindley,
cool.
look him up.
There you go.
I don't want to look them up.
Go. I'm just saying, look
Coach
him up.
Queen,
I don't want to.
she
don't
doesn't
have to,
look up
just look 'em
shit.
up.
You don't tell her to look up nothing, right?
Al's been telling me what to do all week.
Yep.
Sometimes it's enjoyable, sometimes it's not.
It's because Mercury's in retrograde. So
Exactly.
exactly. No, the world's berserk.
My
And it-
retro's in Mercury grade.
What?
Yeah.
It's
My
like when
retro, it's in Mercury grade.
you had to repeat grade
Evens
3.
everything out.
Yeah. Well, Lots going on here in the world. We've got it's the fine season here in Vancouver. The
Yeah, where they're like
Don't
just
even get me started.
giving fines to everybody.
yeah, they're starting to fine the dispensaries
Except
that
for hit
are
and run drivers.
yeah.
They don't find those guys.
No.
But they come to dispensaries and they'll find
They
them.
don't even find them when you give them their license plate number with an address.
Yeah, fuckers, you're useless.
Let alone
VPD.
find them.
Fucking useless.
So
The police.
what?
Like that's a real word.
I know. Anyway, sorry.
Coming
Go
up,
ahead.
coming up this weekend, of course, is the Million Marijuana March, held annually since the late 1800s. There's a lot less people. It was like 10. It was the 10-guy marijuana march way back when. They killed 9 of those.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen again until the 90s,
Right.
1990s. Right, so it's back. But no, it's the Worldwide Marijuana March, May 7th, here in Vancouver, first Saturday of the of May. So I imagine there will be a gathering at the Art Gallery here in Vancouver. Usually kicks off around noon, and off everybody goes to wherever they plan to go this year. Could well be City Hall,
Could well be anywhere.
but could be anywhere.
Just walk with us.
That's right.
Don't care about where we're going. Just walk.
So plenty to protest here in
Could be
Vancouver.
straight to the Lionsgate Bridge to just sit down and have some major bong rips for a few hours. Could be. Saying.
We've got reservations at Milestones too for
It's going to be a milestone.
700.
Oh no. Can you imagine?
And they wonder why we yell.
Yeah. So
Why are you
over
guys
on that
yelling?
side of the room,
Yeah, because you.
Because our microphones aren't working.
their microphones aren't
That's what we
working
tell
at
people.
all over there. This is why
No.
they're yelling.
Fuck no, these microphones aren't working. We should give them a microphone.
Yeah.
Why? They don't
That
need one,
isn't
clearly.
plugged in.
It would just be cool.
So, yeah,
Did you get
it's,
all that?
it's total madness here in Vancouver with the way City Council is parading around with their rules and regulations. Here's what they've done, really, is they've made fictitious rules around selling marijuana and then fining you if you don't go by their rules, right? They're just fucking extortionists, is what they are,
It's kind of like thugism.
right? 11,000.
It is a little bit like thugism. I mean, I knew guys
totally
that,
that
controlled,
way.
that controlled areas where I lived in Winnipeg, and it's kind of the same thing as that. You know, they
Well-
impose a fine or a street tax.
Here you've got a
you're allowed to operate.
you got a dispensary that is laying there, sitting like a sitting duck out there. So the city comes along and goes, "Hey,
We'll offer
you
you
got to
protection.
you got to get a license." And so they all apply for licenses, and they go, "Well, we got all these rules, all right? You don't meet the rules that we made up. We don't want you in the neighborhood. We only want a handful of people in the neighborhood selling weed." No, these fucking people are probably not as honest as they might suggest. Now, the kingpin behind the gangsters at City Hall is Kerry Jang. He's the mouthpiece
He's the
for it
leader.
all. Yeah, he's the
He's
leader.
the ringleader.
Right? And he's out there. Like I say, they've extorted an extra $11,000 in the last 2 days. 44 fines of $250 more.
If you can, it's fine.
So they're fining dispensaries for being open without a license, but you can't get a license because you don't meet the requirements. How the fuck can you fine people
Well,
for not having
also-
a license?
also
if you don't
Requirements
get
are
one?
bullshit.
It's
Yeah.
like really the city's got no
They're
jurisdiction to
unjustified.
tell anybody who can and can't sell weed because it's a federal matter.
And it's a federal
So
matter.
really, it's like I encourage everybody to start selling weed.
Now, this Kerry Jang guy, I looked him up. This Kerry Jang character These people at city level are certainly not qualified to do any of the things they're doing. They are not qualified to make the statements that they make about this. And still, yet, no one fucking questions them. The nonsense that comes out of their faces. Carrie Jang is a professor at UBC, a professor of psychiatry, if you will.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I never knew that.
She's a moron.
So, I don't know, the father of psychiatry, Sigmund Freud, wasn't
Freud,
he?
Wasn't he a coke addict with
He was a coke
Freud,
addict
yeah,
and
Freud
sex
was like
fiend.
a serious coke addict that had like major issues as far as like paternal and maternal
Yeah.
hang-ups.
Yeah, he was
And
fucked up.
through his cocaine use, he deemed it that everybody had these hang-ups.
Yeah. So, here
Okay, Freud.
Mr. Jang has chosen the profession. It's kind of like Scientology of science, really. Like nothing can be disproved about psychiatric notion, right? Nothing can be proved. Nothing can be disproved. So they can walk around with a fucking PhD saying I'm all this shit when it's just stupid, really, in my book. But anyway, this is what he is. Now, he's a professor of psychiatry at UBC, and he says he supports legalization and regulation of marijuana for public health purposes. For public health purposes, is what he said. Yeah. Marijuana for public health purposes.
Happy 420.
Happy 420. Maybe, yeah. So this is the way he is approaching it. He's in the health industry as a professor of psychiatry, and he supports it for public health purposes. What are those public health purposes? For him to get fucking money. That's the purpose, right?
It's definitely one of them.
Now,
Hey, it's
He was-
420.
oh yeah, it's 420. There's no mistake about it.
It's a 420.
Now, when they were talking to him, they interviewed him, and
Who are we talking about again?
Carrie Jang, counselor of
Fashion
cannabis,
designer.
counselor of cannabis. He says that their priority is that it was anyone who's within the 300 meter. The 300 meter. The whole intent of the bylaw was to ensure there was declustering, and that they weren't too close to schools and community centers. That's always been the centerpiece of the bylaw. All right? You go, you
Why?
fucking idiot.
Every corner I go on, there's a fucking A&W and a Tim Hortons and a Wendy's and a McDonald's, all on all four corners.
Yeah.
And then there, you go to the next intersection and there's 4 gas stations on all 4 corners. And then you go into the street and then there's fucking coffee shops next to each other, one after another.
I know, Kush Queen, but you're not a psychiatrist.
Oh.
You're live on the
they're
air.
the
I'm gonna
ones
have
who
to call you back.
decide.
You don't
Right.
know.
Fuck off, Carrie.
You're
Seriously,
Uh-oh,
suck an egg.
Somebody dropped their hash over
Suck
there.
an egg.
Somebody
like
dropped
Stallone.
their shatter.
Seriously, you're just bogus. You're a bunch of baloney.
No, wait. He's got good reasoning for this.
Bologna and eggs.
Listen to what
I
he
just
said.
don't want to swear because then I don't.
This 300 meter thing. Listen to what he said. He said kids won't walk 300 meters, but they'll likely walk 200.
Yep.
And if they've already walked 300, they'll have no problem walking 500.
It's true.
So that's why we said no to 500. That's why.
Really? Really?
He said.
Even bigger headache.
He said we took the 300 meter mark
There's
because
just nowhere to go from there.
because it was backed up by good research.
Yep. No,
Now-
he leaves. There's nowhere to go. It's,
Kids,
That's it.
he says kids. What the fuck? Kids won't walk 300 meters, but they'll likely walk 200,
But if they do
If-
walk 300 meters,
which they
Guaranteed.
won't. Which they won't.
no, they won't. But if they do,
They
it's a
won't.
Guaranteed, they're gonna go that extra 200
300
and walk
more.
500.
Fuck you.
See, if they
true.
won't walk 300, but if they do, they'll walk 200 more.
Yeah.
Isn't that a song?
It's
that's
it's
what
by the
I just sang
Proclaimers.
it.
I believe
I
they're
just
playing
sang
here
it.
right
It's
away.
a freaking joke.
Yeah.
So
Ba-da-da.
he says this is backed up by good research. Now,
What?
I actually did a little research of my own.
I just sang the song. Of course I know the song.
She knows the song.
No, you don't.
Trust me. So I did a little research of my own.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you go.
In Vancouver, 1 mile is the equivalent of 16 blocks
Yes.
here, right? So 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Divided by 16 is 330 feet per block, equaling 300 meters would then equal 3 blocks. That's 300 meters. No kid.
Kid ain't walking 3 blocks, man.
No kid is going to walk 3 blocks.
It's
There's
absurd.
Not
It
a
is so
fucking
absurd to think a kid
chance.
would walk 3 blocks anywhere.
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 They're lazy.
They got no cab money.
So, if in fact the kid could walk 300 and then there'd be no chance that
He
he,
could
wouldn't
walk
go
200
5.
more.
If he walked 500, what he would do is he'd walk right past any dispensary that was there at 300 meters. Like he'd gone too far, right? This is what kids do. They don't know.
Well,
Right?
they
You
always
go, "I want
kids
a
do
kid."
tend
Kids
to go
do
a little
what they
too far.
want no matter what.
They
Yeah.
got
You can put
But
dispensaries
I
1,000
think-
meters away. It doesn't matter. If a
They-
kid
I
wants to
firmly
smoke
think
weed, they're
if
going
a
to smoke
kid-
weed.
Is
You're
willing
not gonna
to go
stop
past
them.
the 200 meters and walk that 300 meters and does indeed walk the extra 200 meters, for sure, without a doubt, that kid will go the extra 100 meters knowing there will be another dispensary
That's
a
right.
football field away.
It'll be on his Fitbit. He'll know. Eh?
So I think if a kid will walk 300 meters, they're going to walk 900 so that they can visit 3 dispensaries.
song.
I know I would.
Liquor stores.
There's
They're
no
not
songs
gonna,
about
they're not
liquor
gonna they're not
stores.
gonna walk to the liquor
Oh,
store.
there is.
They're not gonna walk to the corner store that's actually right across the street and get one
Yeah.
cigarette for 50 cents, even though they're
Yeah.
underage.
Nobody
Are they gonna
cares,
do
eh?
that? No, nobody talks about that. Of course, shh, sweep that under the fucking rug.
Now,
We don't
here,
even have a rug. We got hardwood floors.
Get one.
now here's the thing.
Ever.
Here's the thing I found though. It's called statutory walking distance. Who does more research on stories than me? Right?
You are the king researcher.
I found something called the statutory walking distance. Now, this is based out of the UK, but it is used to determine if a pupil qualifies for free school transport or if they're considered to be close enough to walk to school. The distance calculated from the child's permanent home to the school. For children aged 8 or under, the statutory walking distance is 2 miles. 2 miles. If you're 8 or under, you're allowed and would walk to school. Past how many dispensaries?
Lots of them.
Over and over and over again. They
Especially if
passed
you gotta walk
everything,
to an
actually.
expensive
2
district.
miles. Children over 8, the distance is 3 miles. Right? So when they actually sit down and calculate how far a kid can actually walk, and I'm not too sure where Carrie Jang came up with the fact that they won't walk 300 meters.
I think he just asked his kids at home.
His fat, lazy kids won't, I
He
guess.
was like, hey, how far would you walk to go get some weed? Kid's like, fuck, I wouldn't even walk 200 meters because you got it here.
Yeah.
Most kids these days actually rush straight home to play their video games.
Yeah.
To be honest, so
Or their parents pick them up in their car
Yeah,
and
it's
drive
just
them
like-
home and pollute our world as they go.
I think the moral of this story is, Counselor Jang, you have grossly misrepresented and underestimated how far a kid would walk for weed.
Yeah, Mr. Psychiatrist. You don't know anything about kids all of a sudden. Eh? Like, really?
What about the kids?
That's right. A kid will walk fucking forever to get a joint.
Fuck yeah.
I've
Even if
dragged-
it's a roach joint.
I've lured them out of Langley. No, I haven't. I'm just joking about that. It was Fort Langley. Now, here's another thing that Carrie said, and you'll.
Yeah, well, that's why I was He's always got one just smoking over there.
Now, here's what he said about the difference between medical dispensaries and recreational dispensaries is that most compassion clubs, he said most compassion clubs are trying to get people off marijuana. As silence falls over the room. This is what he said 2 days ago.
It's actually true, though.
Like,
No,
fuck
it's true.
off.
Last time I went to go buy a gram, they were like, "You sure you don't want to buy a half gram?"
Yeah, Al, you've been
Are
smoking
you
too many
sure? How
half
about we
grams.
you know what? Why don't we just sell you this joint? You take a couple hoots and you just think about it, okay? Please. That was the approach at the dispensary I went to last time. Yeah, totally tried to talk me out of the sale.
No, this is what most
Offer me
compassion
a
clubs are trying to do is get people off marijuana. This guy is so ill-informed.
Oh wait, no, fuck! I tried to buy weed at the Addictions Foundation. I'm sorry. Never mind. That's what that. Never mind.
That's funny. Now, this is what's coming out of his mouth. And whoever interviewed him didn't say, the next question in the article didn't say, did you just fucking say that? Like, really?
What the fuck did this guy
Are you
say?
fucking kidding me? So it means to me that Jang doesn't know what he's talking about, nor does the person who interviewed him know what they're talking about, because he didn't catch the little gaff that he's a fucking pinhead. Now, Jang's all about having it wired into the public health, right? Because that's where his money comes from out there at UBC.
UBC.
Comes right out of public health money. Like, is this not a fucking conflict of interest? That this man has anything to do with it at all? And spearheading it towards a public health scenario, right? Now, he went on in this article to say just the most fucking insane things, right? But let me find some of the insane things. He maligned the cannabis culture, suggesting that all we care about is commercialization, right? Even though
they don't have one commercial on the radio or TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, he's suggesting that the only reason that we've been protesting all these years and that we're still protesting is because of the money to be made. Well, fuck you again, Carrie Jang. Like, fuck off. Are you the most... What do you live in a fucking hole somewhere that you know nothing about anything? Or you just see it from your own very perspective, which seems fairly limited to me, crying about us wanting to make money off it now? The fucking federal government said they're going to legalize it. They announced it to the world on April 20th that they're going to legalize it. You're fucking right we want to make money off it, you
fuck off and
dipshit.
goddamn legalize us alone.
You make money off being a psychiatrist. Why should you be allowed to do that? And nobody gets to be allowed to make money off when something Carrie doesn't like. Fuck off.
Wait, I don't understand this. Isn't
No.
he the one that's actually for the...
He's the one that's overregulated it so nobody can make any money, and that's what we're whining about.
Doesn't he actually support the sale of cannabis as long as you pay him? Or
Yeah.
Pay his
His
squad?
gang. Yeah.
Yeah, you just pay, you just piece off the squad. You jump through some hoops, like you know, and then that's it.
Send out the enforcers. They come down and collect. Right?
Yeah, I don't understand. He's saying two different things there.
Oh, he's saying everything that he's saying here. Now, he's also saying that he has a meeting with Bill Blair. Doesn't he get to meet with the fucking task force? He's against fucking
Whatever. He's
marijuana.
just name dropping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But this guy's so he says that not only does Vancouver have on the ground experience that we can relay and put into that process that no other city in Canada has, but also myself as a professor at UBC, a guy who's 5'7", kind of good looking,
What the fuck?
Size 9 shoe.
but also myself as a professor at UBC who does addictions research with a team of other folks. I could bring that expertise to it, couldn't I? Couldn't I, fucking Rocky, eh? Couldn't I? Couldn't I play along? Eh? He said I could bring that expertise to it, that public health approach. Public health approach. You're a fucking psychiatrist, dipshit, and it's all about addictions with him. Right? That's his fucking field of study is addiction. He wants to secure his little corner in being able to research marijuana.
I think he himself suffers an addiction.
Ooh, yeah. From looking in the mirror
Well, that
and having his wife tell him.
regulating things, and he's also addicted to research on psychiatry and addiction.
Yeah.
One of his passions.
And
Probably spends. I bet you he's up some nights till 4 a.m. in a little dark corner with one little light hanging over him.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like
Researching. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
with his wife saying, no, Carrie, you're cool. No, it's not a girl's name. It's spelled with a Y. Eh?
No, you still have the name of a little girl. Sorry.
Now, now,
see that one
I
coming.
like that one.
this guy's been around for a while. Back in 2006, he ran in the federal election when Jack Layton was on his little heyday. But at some point in the game, he backed out of the race. Didn't say why there.
He was told he wasn't good enough.
But then he resurfaced in Vancouver politics. He got him because no one cares
hilarious.
about city politics. Somebody elected him, and now he was one of the 3 elected officials who served on the Homeless Emergency Action Team. Back in 2014, he faced a court petition to remove him and another guy from office for violating rules on conflict of interest. According to the court petition, Jang excused himself from a meeting of the Metro Vancouver Housing Board when they were talking about the redevelopment of Heather Place. In the minutes of the meeting, Jang declared a conflict of interest and left the meeting. Now, it was never explained what his conflict of interest was in that redevelopment of that place, but a month later, he was back in chambers voting yes for the redevelopment plan. Right? So this guy is no stranger to fucking being a weasel. He's just a weasel, as far as I can see.
The worm.
Oh yeah,
Weasel.
he wants to further himself in politics so bad. You can just hear it in his fucking the way he positions himself and begs to be involved. And me, I'm a professor at UBC. What is this, the fucking Big Bang Theory? Guy's like shit.
I love that
It's
show.
the Big Jang Theory.
The Big Jang Theory.
Oh, no.
That was too fucking easy. Come on,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
You can't blame me. Come on.
So pretty wacky shit coming out of Vancouver, I gotta say. It's embarrassing to see these adults that are supposed to be running our affairs so childish with their approach to this nonsense, really. Like, I don't know. I don't think Canadians are sophisticated enough in their politicians to be hiding the corruption and lies that they're up to. They're just not savvy enough to do that like Americans are. Right? We're bumbling fucking Canadians here who really don't want to be like that, but so you can see right through them. So I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. So I'm pretty fucking certain that I'll know when I know. All right? A lot of people say, "What do you think's going to happen?" You go, "I don't know. Something stupid, I would have to think. If they won't see, protesters now are being treated with a tremendous amount of disdain in the process now. You go, well, fuck you, Carrie Jang. If you want to play along in the marijuana world, you can only do so by the virtues of those who have come before you to make it fucking happen. The same thing with the rest of you. Fuck off. Pretend that Jody and Mark Emery don't matter in the mix, shouldn't matter because they were protesters? Fuck off. And for
Pretty sure it was all the protesting that got the attention. That has made them accept this as a mainstream.
The only reason that the cannabis culture really got to flourish was the support of this block right here, keeping it alive, and then others felt more confidence in being able to do what they did. People all came through this fucking building that built the marijuana dispensary industry here in Vancouver. Don Briere, Carol, they came through here and then off they went. David Malmo Levine came through here and off they went to open their own stuff and challenge in their own ways, right? And it grew from there each time they did it, and they had balls, right? Kept coming back. Other people go, hey, well, he's not going to jail. I'll give it a shot. And he doesn't go to jail. I'll give it a shot. And that's how it grows. It's the very same as 420, how it's grown into what it's grown because of the safety in numbers, right? So to suggest that the protester should not have a say or even get to play, that's fucked. I'm going to sue you. I'll be suing you pretty soon. Constitutional bullshit. I want my fucking rights. And Carrie Jang is also, he's just leaning more towards medicinal marijuana. Well, it's kind of a time that the medicinal crowd stood up and said, it's the same fucking weed. We haven't done anything new to it. Took all the strains from recreational marijuana, grew it the same way they do, charged the same price as they do, called it something different. But my rights are being squashed because they want to be able to single it all out. Like, really? I don't know. There was a poll done here last week. More than half, just about half of all Vancouverites are in favor of dispensaries. Half of the city's in favor of dispensaries. So what do? Shut them down.
Yeah.
Hey? There should be a law against taking a poll to get my opinion because you're only going to use it against me. You shouldn't get my opinion. We should just do shit. Fuck you. We got to storm City Hall one of these days. Here's the same thing in Ontario. Marijuana support remains high in Ontario. 60% are in favor of legalized pot. In Ontario, what are they doing in Toronto? Shutting down dispensaries, right? They want to take away fucking what people want. Like, really? So that they can slam on 1 million childish fucking rules? Here's some of the regulations that they're proposing to put on it in Victoria, who are so stupid, Carrie Jang thinks, but it's their business that they're only going 200 meters. Right? He knows for sure a kid will walk 200 meters. The ferries are full of kids going to Victoria right now because they only have to go 200 meters to get to a dispensary.
Yeah.
Here's some of the regulations that they want to put on it.
Not even 3 blocks.
No marijuana use will be allowed on site of any place that sells marijuana.
No what?
No marijuana use on site. The hours can only be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Really?
In Victoria, the latest you can be open to sell marijuana is 8 p.m. What, is there some grandmother making these rules? For fuck's sakes? Are you kidding me?
They don't want weed dealing.
What's the reasoning?
They don't
for
want that weed dealing
Well, they
going on
don't.
after 8.
They don't have any reason.
When it gets dark out, weed dealing becomes serious. It turns to other drugs.
It's dark. It's dark out.
You don't want that weed turning into other drugs.
Don't want a weed dealing going on after dark. No other business can be conducted on the premise of a medical marijuana retailer, they're calling them. No other business. Can't sell rolling papers. You can't sell fucking nothing. No, you can't do any other business. You can only do that. What business in the world exists like that? I don't know one business that exists like that.
Well, it's
that you
like-
can only sell that. None. None. Liquor store, they'll sell shit. You can buy smokes. You can buy fucking cold drinks. You can buy juice. You can buy fucking all sorts of shit at the liquor store. Pharmacies, you can fucking buy from
Lots
any
of different kinds of drugs at a pharmacy.
hair care products
All of
to fucking right.
Buy all the drugs.
Million things in them. What the fuck kind of reasoning is this? That'll be challenged. Somebody's going to sue you over that. They should get Carrie to go over to Victoria and straighten them out. No advertising to minors. That's the rule in Victoria. Who the fuck would? Hey, kids, get some weed in here. Really? That you actually needed to make a decision and write that one
Needed to be
down?
said. Really.
Like, really? Odor control and filtration system must be used. So, the disgusting fucking smells I smell coming out of restaurants and McDonald's and all these other places being spewed right out onto the street to make sure that I smell it.
What about
Is okay.
crematoriums?
Yeah, those poor people who live near McDonald's and stuff.
Who live near the crematoriums.
I've lived behind a
You try
McDonald's for a
fucking
little while
cycling
before,
up-
and I ate it
Cycling up Hastings.
more than
past
I
that
usually do
crematorium when the
because
chimney
of
stack
that.
is
It's
blowing.
like, ugh.
Ooh. No, it's
smell.
vile.
You know, they do it on purpose. I swear.
Health warning signs must be posted. Health warning signs. Like,
Warning,
really?
health.
Is that another one
Warning, warning, health.
that... Yeah.
Warning, health.
Yeah.
Shame.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You seem.
Just
found
come up
that
with a
very
sign
funny.
that says warning and
All
you
right.
have health under
That's
it.
it for us.
What is that
We're
health
We're
warning
quitting
sign?
on a high note here.
That's like, I'm pretty high right now, so. Wait a minute.
health warning.
Here's a high note.
You must have a security plan. Security plan is required.
Well, I
security
plan to lock
plan.
the door.
Security.
I don't know if I will all the time. I
Yeah.
plan to.
It's required to have a plan. Your security
I plan
plan.
to not get robbed.
You have to have a minimum of 2 employees on site at all times. Yeah. One must be a man, one must be a woman, both heterosexual. Right? Christians.
Christians, they got to be Christian.
They must be Christian and
Those darn
preferably not too tall.
5'6" to 5'9".
Yeah. Video surveillance cameras are required. Like, really?
Do they have to
Really?
be operational? Doesn't say that.
No, it doesn't say that.
Doesn't say operational video surveillance.
You
cameras.
must have secure storage of valuables on the premise. Just the valuables.
Wouldn't that be like the walls and the door and stuff?
I don't know. Not too sure.
Anything
People
contained within would be
people value
storage?
different things, I think.
they?
Oh, yeah.
things. It's not like putting
Eh?
them out in a
Really?
One man's treasure.
or something.
All right.
It's another man's trash.
That's right. So, who knows? This is coming from the grandmas over there in Victoria. There. So here's
You know, those rules were not written by Grandma Hash.
no
Grandma hash?
grandma hash.
That was too easy. Come on. Way too easy.
So here's another scam going on in Canada that the
Scamada.
journalists hadn't figured out, even though they were there and writing the story. That didn't go, huh? What the fuck? The Auditor General, Federal Auditor General, just released a report, and he urges the Veterans Affairs to rein in medical marijuana use and the costs, which is an interesting way to put it. They actually didn't say that they should rein in medical marijuana use anywhere, but the costs, that's something different. Now, the latest report urges them to get a grip on the medical marijuana program for injured ex-soldiers, which is expected to cost taxpayers a startling $25 million this year. They use the word startling. $25 million is fuck all. You know what it costs you to have alcohol in our country? $8 billion. $8 billion.
Hi. You're live on the air. You're on Pot TV.
Oh, yeah, put a shirt on, dude.
How's it going, Demrick? Good. We're about to smoke it. Look at this. Look, we got some good for ya.
You got a smell, bro. There you go.
We have it waiting for ya. I believe Al is going.
I'll
Yeah,
be
I'm
there.
thinking about it.
Awesome.
Wicked.
Let's link.
Yeah, let's link up when you're in town. I've got some for you.
Getting high.
It's Pot TV. It's from Under the Influence. We do it every week, Wednesday. Yeah. That's right.
Right on.
Woo! Awesome. Thanks. We'll see you soon. Cool. Mwah.
Peace. Well, that was Kush Queen's phone. I never knew he had a name, but apparently so. Quite lifelike too, right? That's the
There we go.
That's the latest
Anybody
version
needs
of.
good, and they call us.
It's an.
They call Kush Queen.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. Who was that guy?
That's Demrick. He is a artist, a
That
very
was-
good
that was
artist. I'm
her
a very
phone.
big fan of him.
Nice. So, Demrick, I would like to know what his intentions are when we meet.
That was really.
when we
I'm really surprised that segment worked.
we meet new boys.
We rehearsed that
Over
over
and
and over and
over
over and
again.
over and over and over.
I didn't even think he.
And we
At this
couldn't-
point, I
we
thought he wasn't
couldn't
gonna call.
We couldn't fucking nail it in the rehearsals.
I know.
I'm surprised that
He called early, but hey,
Yeah, it was literally 3 minutes early.
He was.
Totally 3 minutes early.
That's why I was like, what do I do? Like, Al just said answer it. We did it, and it worked great.
Well,
Was
I
it-
mean that whole, like it's kind of hard because the whole phone conversation was pre-recorded like 10 days ago. So we're ad libbing to something, and we can't hear, like all we can see is the image because the sound's got to be broadcasted out. So we can't actually hear. So we got to go by our rehearsals from 10 days ago and just like try to. It was difficult. I'm really surprised it worked.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You can see just how fake this show is.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's fucking all staged.
was until 3:30 this morning. I thought his name was Demerick.
Demerick.
I was fucking stumbled over it. How many takes we did with Demerick?
Love it.
It all worked out. I thought it went beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It's like the magic. You people don't even know. Well, I guess they do now know what
Well,
goes
I mean,
on to make shit like
You're
that.
getting
but-
coached by guys like Spielberg and Lucas. Well, Jim Spielberg and Frank Lucas, but you know,
Yes, Jimmy.
Jimmy Spielberg. Well, it's not
That
even
is
his, that's not even his
awesome.
real name. His real name is what is it? Tony Fontina or something like that. We just call him Jimmy Spielberg.
That's awesome.
But I mean, you know,
Tony Fontina's out there going, why is he using my name? Why? That's a real guy, for sure.
Is it really?
Tony Fontina, you bet. So, here's the deal with the veterans thing and the soldiers getting medical marijuana and the price going way up. That's because the provider charged them $14 a gram.
That's rape.
Right? Nobody was charging $14 a gram when they set up the program and estimated how much it was going to cost. Right? But then when it came right down to it, they're being charged $14 a gram. And this is what I say that the...
Well, it all depends where you are. See, if that's only €10.
Well, yeah.
And that's all of a sudden affordable if you're in Europe. Really?
Well,
that
yeah.
gram of weed's only €10? Wow.
Yeah, but these soldiers aren't laying on the south of France fucking smoking weed. They're in...
No, I know.
They're all in New Brunswick. But that's another story, right?
New Brunswick, they got some secrets over there.
They got a lot of secrets. The Walking Dead, that's where they shoot that. $14 a gram.
With Old Brunswick or just plain Brunswick.
So officials had documented that commercial suppliers were charging up to $14 a gram, almost triple the federal government's estimated notes. Welcome to buying weed. Oops, price went up. Oh, you don't have anybody else to get it from? Oh, price went up. Now, I can bet that we could track that right back to Tweed. Huh. I bet Tweed's providing them with all the weed at $14 a gram. Ripping off the fucking army. Oh, we'll charge them more. It's the army. Eh? And they're blowing up Canadian kids overseas so fast that they're coming back here needing fucking marijuana. So a lot more on the program than there used to be. There used to be 112. Now there's 1,300. Right? Where did they all come from? Nobody questioned that. How come there's so many more? Oh, because we're fucking putting them through horrible things in the Middle East. That they're coming home with fucking post-traumatic stress. Huh. What's the fucking trauma that you're putting them through other than blowing fucking people up? Jesus Christ. And then complaining about how much it costs you, and then get ripped off by the fucking dealer. Who doesn't even get mentioned. Huh? The suppliers, they're called. All of them charge $14 a gram. All the suppliers. It's like buying weed at Wrecked Beach, for fuck's sake.
No, you're selling to the military, it's 14. That's it.
Call us. Like, we can get it for you for a fucking easy half that. Half that. We'll cut your fucking 25 mil into fucking a lot less. Like, really? We'll get a little piece. Come on. We're going to save you that much money. Get all your veterans. There are only 1,300
let's just go to
of
New
them.
Brunswick.
Look for them.
Yeah.
Start knocking on doors.
No, just go to the Legions.
Go to the Legion.
We'll go to the Legions with the jars. Set up.
It's so true.
You set up the Legion with a bunch of jars and some vaporizers and be like, this shit's free.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah. Huh. You do all right. No. Now, Health Canada has the veterans are given 10 where the
I
government
move that all Legions turn into dispensaries, compassionate dispensaries for veterans.
Oh yeah, they absolutely, and they should. But the program at this point allows the veterans to have 10 grams of marijuana that the government will pay for. Twice the threshold recommended by Health Canada. The threshold, according to an internal departmental briefing document. Internal departmental briefing document.
That would be a document of the briefing derivative.
I just got
That
a
would be
bruise.
departmentally internal, so to say.
So
So to say.
some people got a hold of this thing. And Health Canada has indicated that more than 5 grams per day may increase risks with the respect to the drug's effect on
So
the
with
cardiovascular. Cardiovascular?
Risks may be increased
Yes.
with the expect
With respect-
with the respect to the drugs.
Effect.
See, you fucked me all up. Well, you kept going. I had it. Now I'm thinking about the line about the bus stop that we're getting to if we get to it, and it's like it's all thrown off
Well,
now.
it's a lot to put in his head.
Fuck,
Eh?
this is like
Well,
I knew he wasn't gonna be
the
able
next word was about
pretty
to
hard,
be.
man. Pretty hard.
The next word is about to be cardiovascular.
So the vascularity of the cardio.
Yes. The cardiovascular, pulmonary, and immune systems, and on psychomotor performances.
Just taking a sip, man.
It's okay.
Oh no, the show
She's all
stops
like-
when she says, "Oh my God, my boob."
A sip and she's all like,
Yeah, that's what happened.
Was there a wardrobe malfunction?
totally.
Really? You covered yourself up?
Jackson. Just kidding. Nip slip. Just joking.
Well,
I'm
That's
tucking
what's
my
going
elbows
on.
in.
Now
On
you don't know where you were.
tucking
do
the
you?
elbows in
I
on the
do.
sip now.
I'm right there in Alberta. So,
So what about this pulmonary cardiovascular
Fort McMurray, speaking of Alberta. Oh, that's so
recreational
unfortunate.
you thought it was
extracurricular?
featuring McMurray, though.
Okay,
FT
sure.
McMurray.
Oh, now I'm like, what are you even talking
You
about? I'm like, I'm
remember
just
now.
let you just go with
Fort
it. Like,
Collins,
whatever.
it was. Yeah. Fort McMurray. They're in big trouble. That's tragic. I hope everybody gets out safe and
Yeah, what's going on in Fort McMurray?
burning to the ground.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
wildfire
really, really
shifted
sad.
and a lot of houses, a lot of people out. They've
The
evacuated
entire
the
city.
the entire place.
That's heavy duty.
entire city
Yes.
is evacuated.
Wow.
So, but
Babies
That's
are
a
being
fucking- that's
born
a
in like
serious
evacuation
tragedy.
centers and stuff. It's really sad.
I heard it literally in a cab on the, well, we didn't hear that, but we heard that there's some stuff going on in Fort McMurray, and the cab driver's like, he's asking me questions. We're like, we're listening to it at the same time. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
well, this
idea.
next story too is coming out of Alberta, and the headline says, "Driving while high challenges Alberta police."
Well, that's because like, okay, for the most part,
You
most
gotta
police don't
gotta
smoke
practice. Well, you
right?
gotta practice.
So you
too.
can't just give a cop a bunch of bong hits and say drive.
driving while high.
Of course, it's going to be challenging for the police.
Anything's going to be challenging for the police.
Yeah, true enough.
fucking
Driving by
stupid
itself,
as
just
fuck.
driving
Yeah.
is challenging for them.
Just, yeah, whatever.
No.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to shut up now.
It's the typical nonsense. They got some state trooper up from Colorado to tell them how them stupid Canadians how they should be dealing with their driving while high. Right? And it's all about determining if you have marijuana in your blood. So it all comes down to, or in your saliva, or in the corner of your eye, or some stuck in your hair.
My blood is marijuana.
Like, really? That's what it's all about. It's just,
Fortunate, usually they wouldn't even have to do that. They would just like see the little weed crumbs on my pants or like my shirt.
well, these
They don't
pin.
have to go that far. I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, I got.
I swear I wasn't smoking.
Pretty sure you got weed in your system. You got it on your shirt.
It's everywhere all the time.
But
Whatever.
nowhere ever is anyone ever suggesting, hey, don't you think you should determine what kind of fucking drunkenness you get from marijuana? Right? And what kind of impairment you actually get from it? Isn't anybody going to even ask or find out, for
There are
fuck's
definitely
sake?
different levels of impairment.
You're just going to willy-nilly, here we are back to that word.
I love that word.
Those two words, actually.
Willy-nilly. It's great. It's great. It's great.
But here they are going to, out of a hat, just choose some number to
Willy-nilly
say
out
that
of a
if you
hat.
have more than that in your system, for fuck's sakes. Like, again, suing you, going to sue you till you prove that I'm impaired with 5 nanograms. Prove it. Prove impairment. Fuck you. I don't care if you smell it. If you see it, you still have to prove impairment. Just like you do with booze. You figured that out. Booze is easy to figure out because, hey, you get fucking impaired. You really do. Marijuana, I'm not so sure you do. So I'm going to demand that you prove to me that there is impairment before you put some limit on how much I can have in my system. Then that's usually followed by, fuck off. Hey? Your Honor.
You're on. I like that.
I'd like to address the court and say, fuck off. No.
Suck an egg.
No, but that's what the cops are all about, right? It's the cops and guys like Kerry Jang who are weaseling out for the money, right? We got to have this. We got to have this. We got to keep this going because that's where all the money's going now on prohibition, right? Is to the cops and to research, addiction research and protecting the fucking youth.
Oh, the children.
The youth are doomed. There's no point wasting our time on them. They're doomed. They won't make it. They just won't make it. Come on, look at them. Even without marijuana, just look at them generally. They're fucked. That's what they've been known to be called, is the fucked generation. The last generation, if you will.
Generation,
Yeah, the Z generation. That's it. That's all. They're not going to make it. Or their children. I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's the game over. That's it.
Because, God, there's marijuana food out there that is putting them at extreme risk.
Well, it's causing psychosis is what it's doing. You know?
Really?
Apparently.
Curry psychosis is not bad.
Curry psychosis.
I actually
like
ate
that.
there. No, I ate there. It's a great place. It's fusion.
It's crazy. It's a
you
crazy
You
place.
can get the Hawaiian curry burger at Curry Psychosis. It's great curry fusion food. Yeah.
Actually,
Chocolate potato curry ice cream.
Ew.
it's nuts in there.
That sounds fucking
Eh?
disgusting.
It's
Sorry.
nuts.
Curry fusion.
Yeah.
That instantly upset my tummy. Blah.
Around the corner, just
With
down
fresh
here, is
chutney.
a place called Waffle Frenzy. Right around the corner here.
Yep.
Never seen it open. Nenever seen
No,
a
that's because they're on Dutch time.
no frenzy ever. I've never seen a
gotta
frenzy.
Go,
Got to
like-
go in the
Gotta
middle
go
of the
between the
night.
hours.
They're literally on Holland
never.
time. Yeah,
They're only allowed because of a bylaw.
so they open at 12:30, I think.
Yeah, you can't have a frenzy after 8.
Like,
Well, think of the kids.
like
You
that.
can't have kids watching a waffle frenzy go on.
it can get ugly.
And fairly sticky.
Yeah, I've been to Holland. The waffle frenzy is real.
With Stroop, they have good waffles there, by the way.
Oh yeah. Waffles, yeah.
All right. What else? That's it.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, we have fresh strupel.
Pretty sure that's all she wrote down, right?
The Mayo Clinic in the United States says that
Is that a mayo?
400 milligrams of caffeine per day is safe. 400 milligrams.
So almost a half
The
gram.
Mayo Clinic.
So almost
eh?
a half gram of pure caffeine.
Not if you eat any mayo. If you eat mayo too.
Or do you
Done.
have to do you have to eat mayo to counter the
Metabolize it.
effects?
400 milligrams of caffeine. A Red Bull has 83 milligrams.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Come on. I can't
Hey.
even have like a couple sips of a Red Bull and I start vibrating and I want to vomit.
A standard
joking,
4-ounce can of Red Bull has 83 milligrams.
400 Rose! 400 milligrams of caffeine would probably kill me.
On the other hand, a large dark roast Starbucks has 333.
It's okay. I don't get a large. I get a medium. I don't have to worry.
1 cup of
I
Starbucks,
get
you're
4
all
of 'em a
coffee. Yeah.
Well, Starbucks has a. They found a loophole. They don't just use their ground coffee beans. They use the hash that sticks to the grinder.
Yeah.
They take all that off.
Pack it back
and
in.
put it back in.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's super concentrated, right?
So
John's got
there
a
you
can
go.
of Starbucks Pringles. Coffee Pringles.
What are they?
What kind of Pringles
What
are they?
kind?
Barbecued coffee.
Barbecued coffee. Pringles. Who would have thought?
I thought you had chocolate. I thought you had chocolate potato curry
Ugh, stop.
with fresh chutney essence.
And fruit
I want bacon terps. That's what's wrong.
with a nice
Bacon
fruit
turps.
Fruit Loop
I
chutney.
know, it
Drop-
sounds like he's pregnant.
Couple drops
Like,
of bacon
it's the
terps on there.
grossest thing ever. And he's like,
Yeah, man. I was dabbing bacon terps this morning. It was fucking awesome.
He's just making me hungry now.
Ew.
All right.
Now we're out of material. It's like I got
Yeah.
nowhere to go. It's,
No, that's it. We're way past.
I deal with rehearsed material, and when I have none, shit just gets crazy. Oh yeah, it's crazy.
So,
It's like, is that right for me to say that?
Oh yeah, it's the booming.
I'm so happy I said that.
so, in the words of Dan, a Democratic member of the state legislature in Colorado, who recently introduced a bill that would outlaw pot products shaped like animals, humans, or fruit.
Sorry.
No animals, humans, or fruit. He said, "I have a 3-year-old son who likes gummy bears."
Well,
I like gummy bears.
I'm
That's
setting
why.
up the Democratic
I love gummy bears,
Republican,
especially the vitamin ones.
party of liberalism.
So that's why we can't have edibles that are shaped like animals, humans, or fruit, is because Dan has a son who likes gummy bears.
So buy him some fucking gummy bears.
Kid'll die from eating gummy bears there, Dan. If you put a little THC
I
in
wouldn't
it,
do it.
that wouldn't hurt him as much.
Don't get your kid trained on gummy bears. He's just gonna go
Vitamin
for
ones,
the
the
medicated.
vitamin ones,
he's just
the
gonna go for
vitamin
the
ones.
medicated ones eventually.
Vitamin ones.
Get
That's
him off the gummy bears, Dan.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for him.
Sugar's more dangerous than tea. What's
wrong with you?
cannabis?
vitamins are shaped.
By fucking far.
Vitamins are shaped like gummy bears. Kill bunches of kids every year from eating too many of those.
So,
Dan.
there you
Fuck
go,
off.
see?
All
just
right,
silly, Dan.
let's get out of here. Thanks a lot for
Silly
tuning
Dan.
in. Silly Dan, you Democratic member of the state legislature.
You crazy
Dan,
bugger.
you know the Dan we're talking about. You know
Yeah,
who you are.
yeah.
Dan. All right, we're done.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah.
Hear that, Dan? You hear that,
Rose
Dan?
is here.
We're
Dan's
done over
done.
here. We're done, Dan. That's it.
You're
Yeah,
over.
we're done. Thanks a lot for
No,
joining
we're
us this week.
No, Dan's over.
Dan over. Over Dan. Dan. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Al and Kush Queen for playing along, and Alyssa for finding that very important audio cable.
This
Right?
was
She had
Thanks,
it in her
Lisa.
other.
You rock.
She had it in her other pants,
She's a hero.
and the gang that joined over there on the couch. I didn't hear anything they said. They had no microphone.
Haha.
Hey?
We got cameras.
They definitely didn't have a
Yeah, we
camera.
got cams, man.
Yeah, there's extra cams. We
We
have.
had cameras we weren't even using.
No, we got cameras here we're not even using.
Yeah, no, we just
Yeah.
we're kind of like we're a little decadent and wasteful with our cameras.
Yeah.
We
Extra
just hook them up
cams.
and don't even use them, stuff like that.
Switch to the unnecessary
It's like
cam.
royal.
The one that's just. All right.
Totally royal.
That's it.
Okey-dokey.
Fairly stoned. Hope you are too. Get out there and join the march on Saturday wherever you are. Check it out online. See if something's going on in your neck of the woods. And until next week, I'm Marijuana Man. Peace and pot.